Rolling with the top down, always at the place to be. Head down, fly chick, you know when I slide, I'm the VIP. I'm the VIP. It's that little boss talk. It's that little boss talk. When you touch down in LA, the one you got to see is me. Come and talk that talk with me, little boss talk. It's that little boss talk. Let's talk, yo. Little boss talk. Let's talk, yo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lil Boss Talk. And I am your host, Tanya Renee Banks. I am so excited for who I have as a guest today in the studio. Her name is Kennedee Devoe with her own publications, Devoe Publications. She's the one who helped me write my book. It's not what you're called, it's what you answer to. So, Kennedee Devoe, welcome to my show, Lil Boss Talk. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Tanya. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. You're looking fine too, girl.
Thank
You're
you,
looking
so
good.
you.
Looking
You
good.
got your boobs out, whatnot.
They kind of more cover up this time than they would let that. But yeah, so I want to give everyone like a little mini bio of my girl, Kennedee Devoe. She's the CEO of Devoe Publications, author, ghostwriter, writing coach, and self-publisher. Kennedee Devoe. So, Kennedee, we gonna jump right on in it. Well, first, I would like to congratulate you on your 10th year anniversary of having your own publications and writing all your books. And you just brought a book out. You just wrote your last book that I read, that I enjoyed, that I kind of cried on. But tell the viewers about your book.
Well, thank you for the congratulations. I appreciate that. My newest book is called I Don't Know What to Tell You. And people always go, what's the title again? I go, I don't know what to tell you. But that's the name of the book. And it comes from a phrase that's in the book, but you have to read the book to understand what the title is about. But basically, it's about a young girl who has a child. And, like most mothers, she doesn't know what to do with raising a newborn baby. So she ends up giving it to her parents to raise. And during that time, she's trying to figure out how to cultivate a relationship with this daughter who she's not really in her life. So a lot of, situations occur between the two, which causes a rift in their relationship. And so the gist is the young lady, which is Courage in the book, is she going to make it through, or is the things that are occurring with her mom going to bring her down?
Wow. And it's a wonderful book. I mean, it's a page turner. I literally read it in, I want to say, one sitting, and I'm not much of a reader, but after working with you when you did my book, I became a reader. I really did. I sure did. Yes, I did. So with this being said, when did you know that you wanted to be a writer? Or what age, or what captured or got your attention to like, I think I want to write a book?
Well, I never, set out to write any books at all.
And who would have thought? And you got how many books?
I have 6 books and 3 planners, but I never, thought I would be a writer at all. Especially in college, because I hated writing papers. Like, I used to plagiarize and stuff. Because that's how much I hated writing.
Plagiarize. Wow.
But I knew at like 14, I used to write poems and stuff, and I was also an editor for a newspaper. And I used to want to be a journalist when I grew up. And we had career day at school, and we had someone speaking, and he went around asking people, "What do you want to do? What do you want to do?" And when he got to me, I told him, "I want to be a journalist." And he was like, "Well, there's no Black people in journalism."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Oh my goodness. Well,
Okay.
let me, change career paths." And I ended up being an educator for almost 20 years. But unfortunately, God kept closing that door. It was like, you supposed to be writing these books, because I had already written like maybe 5 or 6 books. No, I'm sorry, 3 or 4 books at the time. And I wanted to continue to be an educator. That's what
Okay.
I went to school for.
She's like, that's what I paid all that money to do. So,
But he eventually closed that door in 2018, and I've been ghostwriting for other people ever since.
Wow. Now, I want to go back a little bit. Um, where were you born? Where were you born?
Okay, well, I'm from Carson, California, born and raised.
Ooh,
Woo woo,
ooh.
you know. Love some Carson. There's no place like it. It really isn't.
Good, good, good. And who are your favorite writers, or who inspired you that you kind of look up to, or might have been like a predecessor for you?
Well, unfortunately, these days I do not read a lot for leisure,
Oh, okay.
because I'm writing so many people's books that I don't want to capture anyone else's writing style while I'm writing my book, or anyone else's book for that matter. But
Okay.
I am a true fan of Terry McMillan. I love her work. I love the
Okay.
fact that her books transition to movies, which is what I'm hoping to do eventually one day.
And I believe it's gonna happen for you, sweetie, because one, my book, I get 2 questions all the time. After people read my book, they were like, "So you're gonna make that a movie, right?" Or, "When is your next book?" And I'm like, "What? Next book?" It took me how many years before I did this one? And I'm gonna share with my listeners and with my viewers. Ms Kennedee Devoe did let me know that I wasn't a um a cooperative student, or
But you wasn't. She didn't want to listen to nothing I was saying. She wanted to do everything her way. And
well,
that's the long way. My
yeah,
process is very easy. I get you out in 6 to 8 months.
girl, but you gotta understand, sister. Oh, so and I wanted stuff done in chronological order, and it wasn't working out that way. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I missed this part, and this is very important. So,
But I
but
think overall we captured the
we,
story very well.
girl, you did that. And it's in my own words. And that's another thing I get when people read my book. They always say, "Tanya, we know you wrote that book," because when they're reading it, they hear my voice. So they feel like I'm in the room talking to them while they're reading this book, or they feel like they're looking at a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I love your whole with the process, your like your writing style.
Thank you.
It's so natural. It's not it's somewhat detailed, but not too much detail. Where you like, oh, and it had a wrinkle in the shirt, and then this and that. You're like,
Well,
nobody's worried about the wrinkle right now.
well, I like to write easy readers. Because
Yes,
in our community, we don't read a lot. So I
that's
want to make
true.
sure that, you get a book that you can sit down and read in one setting, because your book, as well as all of my books, are only 4-hour reads. So if you don't
Exactly.
have 4 hours out the day on a Saturday or Sunday to read, my goodness, you just too busy, aren't you?
That is so true. That is so, so true. But right now, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Hey, boss babes. This is Tanya Renee Banks, and I want you to go to my website, TanyaReneeBanks.com, and purchase my book. It's not what you're called, it's what you answer to. I will personally give you an autographed copy if you go to my website and purchase it. Again, TanyaReneeBanks.com. Get your copy today, and somebody need to call Oprah. We are back with Lil Boss Talk, and again, I'm your host, Tanya Renee Banks, and I have in the studio Ms Kennedee Devoe with Devoe Publications. So, I wanted to ask you, how long does it take? I mean, we're not going to talk about myself because I wasn't following the rules, but how long does it normally take to write a book?
Well, my last book, it only took me 3 months to write that book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you have to be dedicated to the process,
Right.
and a lot
And
of people.
follow instructions.
Yeah, that too. But when I'm writing books for other people, it takes about 6 to 8 months for the
Okay.
process.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's about how long it took for us, didn't it? Maybe?
No.
She
It
said,
took.
no.
Like you was on my roster for 19 months. Uh-huh.
It was 19 months.
Yeah, but I got someone else that has you beat, so don't worry.
Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, I won't be asking that question no more.
Added.
Oh, gosh. And do you plan on writing any more?
Everyone always asks me that question, and I want to say no, but in my heart, I know it's yes, but we'll see when. This book is still new. I don't know what to tell you. Still new. It just came out.
I know it did. It really did. It really did. And like I said, I read it in one sitting. I read it in 4 hours. And I loved it. And I was crying and all that other stuff, which is pretty much the same thing with my book. You're going to be on an emotional roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really enjoy about all your books.
Well,
I really, really do. So now, are your books? We're gonna tell the viewers and the listeners. Are there like a trilogy, or are all of them connected?
I would say that all of the books are definitely connected. If you read Two Wrongs, and With Friends Like These Who Needs Enemies, they're connected, even though the character's name is changed. I actually revised With Friends Like These Who Needs Enemies this year.
Oh,
Yeah, I made it into a narrative versus first person.
okay.
And so Just Can't Do Right is connected just as well to the first 2 books. And then so is Why Does Love Hate Me, which is
Okay.
actually the sequel to Two Wrongs Don't Make a Right, It Makes Us Even. But
Oh,
again, I changed the character's name.
okay. Oh, yeah, I could see that because I've read all of them. I've read all of them. Yes, I have.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
I have.
it's written in ways for people who pick up one book to have to go back and read the other books in order for them to kind of understand what's going on.
Right. And so, how would you describe your collection of books?
I would just say that they're raw, real, relatable material about relationships and friendships. I think that we all go through a lot of the things that I write about. We just don't put it on paper sometimes. Everyone
Okay.
has a story to tell. Sometimes it's similar, sometimes it's the same, sometimes a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. That's true because I was able to relate to some of your characters. And like I might have dated one of the characters.
Child, Two Wrongs was off the hook, honey. I was a serial dater.
I went through that stage too. I did. I really, really did. Good, good, good. So, how did your family relate to the books?
Well, I only have a couple of people in my family who have actually read my books, which is
Okay.
crazy. And as you know, I have a huge family. And a lot of people can't understand how can she write about, her personal life like that. But I think that God has put me through a lot of these experiences in order for me to put it on paper.
Okay. And I mean, I have a question for you. Because I read all of your books, um, it's a lot. And for you to be so classy and poised and professional, and it's like all those experiences that you had or that you wrote about, the average person, I don't think they'd be able to handle it. Or, it's like they'll be always blaming their past, where their future is not, they're not going anywhere. They're stifled, or, at a plateau, or, well, if I would have been raised this way, if I would have did this, or if my mama or my daddy would have did that, maybe I would be somebody. Well, you didn't use any excuses. Nothing. You just, like you said, it's like it just rolled off of you, and you like, Lord, guide me, and kept it moving.
Well, I try not to let the things that have happened to me harden my heart. Because for what?
Right. Because it's just going to hurt you.
Right.
Because everybody else is doing their own thing, or might be even gone, or whatever. You never know. And you'd be like, holding this grudge or this animosity, and all it is doing is eating you up inside and keeping you stifled,
Yeah. And it's
So,
okay to learn how to just keep it pushing. I think a lot of people don't know how to do that. You gotta
right.
know when your time is up with certain people.
That's true. That's true. Because some people come in your life for a reason.
Yes.
Sometimes they come for a season, and few come for a lifetime.
Very few.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now I want to go back to talk about my book that she wrote. Y'all make sure y'all get it up, pick it up along with her books. We'll post it in the bio in the end. Now, my book, I had trials and tribulations. It wasn't within my family though. It was more outside.
Right.
And I was able to relate to your books too. I was able to relate to your books for the simple fact that, like you said, everybody has a story. Everybody's going to go through trials and tribulations. Nobody's going to have a perfect life. And it's just how you, as a person, the strength, and if you have that relationship with God, he gonna get you through it.
Right.
When you heard my story and wrote my story, I know you didn't know a lot of these things, because even though we lived in the same street, we didn't really know each other.
Right.
We knew each other but didn't know each other.
Right.
Were you able to kind of relate to any of those things?
I would definitely say the bullying.
Yeah.
I was bullied as a child for the way that I look. Even bullied as an adult for the way I look. You'd
Okay,
be
wait a minute.
surprised.
How you look? What, cute?
Well, you said it. I didn't. But
because usually people get bullied for because they might be considered different. Because see, I was little, so I got bullied for being little. But I used to fight too. I think I fought your auntie one time. But anyway, I would fight. But yeah, I was like, but I guess jealousy can cause bullying. I mean,
Yes.
that's actually the number one reason why
Mhm.
people bully, because of jealousy.
And unfortunately, in our community, we still deal with colorism.
Mm.
And I was a whole lot lighter when I was younger. I've darkened up a little bit
You got a little
from being in
color.
sun.
And see, and I was different. I was way darker, and then my skin kind of lightened up because I kind of stayed out the sun a little bit. And it was so funny because the other day I went to the grocery store and I was with my sister, and I ran into this guy, and he was like, "Oh, I thought that was Tanya Banks." I said, "It is Tanya Banks." He was like, "Pull your mask down." Oh my God. And he was like, "Remember me?" And I'm like, "No."
No.
And then when he told me his name, I was like, "Oh my God. Yeah, hey, how you doing?" But he was like, you was so much darker way
Oh,
back in the day.
wow.
And me and my sister was like, oh, wow.
Wow,
I
yeah.
just started busting up laughing because I was like, well, yeah, he ain't lying, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, I was an ugly duckling that kind of turned into a swan. So, you know, hey, it's better to be ugly then and cute now than cute then and ugly.
Well, I always thought you was cute growing up, so I don't remember the ugly duckling stage. So
See,
that must have been when I was little.
But yeah, so that's great. So what inspired you to create Devoe Publications?
Well, when I initially started out back in 2012, I was a self-published author with another company.
Oh, okay.
And I felt like I got raped with no Vaseline. That
Oh,
contract was so terrible.
oh
I
wow.
had to buy my rights back to my own book
Oh,
that I paid them to self-publish.
oh,
And this is what made me want to do Devoe Publications, based on the fact that I didn't want anybody else to have that type of experience ever again. Because
right,
they were a one-stop shop, supposedly.
right.
And instead they were taking royalties from me. And that's not how it's supposed to go.
Right, because in actuality, your company, your Devoe Publications is a one-stop shop
Yes.
because you helped me with the graphic design,
The
the
editing,
editing,
the
everything,
interior design,
the whole
all of
publishing
the,
of it,
the
and
legal paperwork, all of it.
all, yeah.
And so I learned from them what not to do and what to do.
Okay.
And that's how I ended up with Devoe Publications.
Oh, okay.
hmm
That's what I'm talking about. And so what other celebrities, oh, what all celebrities have you worked with?
I don't think I can tell that.
Oh, okay. We'll cut that out. Well, me for one.
Because you're like the only celebrity that has allowed me to really say that I've written your book. Everyone else has been really hush hush about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Even people who are regular people don't acknowledge the fact that I was their ghostwriter. But that's what I am, a ghostwriter. Yeah,
right.
you not supposed to know. So
Okay. Well, I definitely had to say it was you because people knew, hey, I was only a C student. There ain't no way I was gonna be able to do that by myself. Girl. Okay. And let me see what else we got. I'm gonna come at you. So what is one of your greatest accomplishments already?
I would say my first book, Two Wrongs Don't Make a Right, It Makes Us Even, was an Amazon bestseller.
Okay. And it was.
Yes,
It
it
was
was.
that was the first book
Yes.
that you gave me, and which caused me to buy all the other ones. Um and okay, I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot of women who could relate to the craziness, you
right.
know?
You know, I mean, they probably didn't date all those weirdos,
But
but
they
they
dated
dated
some.
at least one of them.
Because it's about crazy relationships,
Yes. Oh
And
my, it was a
I
lot of
must have had
shenanigans
crazy
going on.
written all over me because that's all I kept getting.
Yeah, it might have been because the traits, it was this, you got to do things different to
Well,
get different
yeah,
results.
right.
You said right.
I was trying. I dated ugly, fat, skinny. It didn't
Ooh.
matter. Short. They was
Oh,
still cutting up.
oh, that's funny. And you know the funny part about that? Well, I don't know if it's funny, sad, or indifferent, but when it's guys that you like, you treat them different.
Right.
And then the guys that you don't really care for, you treat them different, and then they keep coming after you.
Right. It's
So-
always the ones you don't want that want you.
I'm saying to myself, well, maybe I need to treat the ones I like just like I do the ones
Like
I
you
don't
don't
like.
wanna-
So maybe they
Stay around a little
they'll
longer.
come running after me because I'm treating them like the ones I don't
Right.
really, I'm not connecting with.
Well, they say women or men love bitches, so. But I don't think.
Yeah,
mean,
but,
I don't wanna
that's
be
a lot
that.
of work.
Yeah.
I
That's
ain't
too
trying
much
to be. I ain't
energy.
trying to have a bitch face. I ain't trying to act like a bitch. I'm trying to be me. Be transparent and true to the game and straightforward and say what I mean what I say.
Right.
And let's do this. Let's work together and help each other, support each other, bring each other up. I'll be your cheerleader. You be my, rah, whatever. And, ride or die. And let's just make things happen. Why relationships got to be so difficult?
Well, I don't know because I'm still single, so.
Me too. So, that's a question for somebody to write in and give me the answers. Because I don't know. I don't know. I do know that, I don't know how this may sound, but if you treat your man, your child, and your pet the same way, you're going to get the same results.
Okay, a loyal dog.
I said pet. It could be. She said a little dog. Oh,
My bad. I thought we was talking about. Okay.
okay. Oh wow. Okay. I didn't. I guess I kind of walked myself into that one. But if you stern with your kid, if you train your kid, train your dog, and kind of train your man in a certain kind of way. You have to make them think it's their idea, or you give them treats. Because with a dog, you train them with treats.
Okay.
Your kids, you train them with treats too, or money.
Well, I don't have no kids, so I don't know. Or no pets.
Or no men, huh?
Or no men. So I don't know. I gotta practice on somebody.
Something. Okay. Well, we gonna move on. Okay. So, what advice can you give to someone who is looking to share their story and and doesn't know how to start it?
Well, I would definitely say if you don't know how to start it, I have this thing called a story planner, and it helps you outline your story from beginning to end. And then I'm writing a book now, which shares with you how to start the process after you're done writing your book, what steps you need to take in order to self-publish your book. But I would definitely say not everyone is a writer, okay?
Right.
And not everyone should write their own book. So if you're on the fence about you not really knowing what to do in terms of how your book should be done, I would definitely say you should get a ghostwriter or a writing coach. Like I offer those services.
Thank you. And I want you to tell the viewers and the listeners, where can they find you?
Okay. So you can find me at www.kdevoe.com. All my paperbacks, ebooks, and audiobooks are on my website. I do not sell through Amazon because they be stealing. And I stand firm on that.
Oh.
And you can also find me on Facebook at Kennedee Devoe at KENNEDEEDEVOE, and at Instagram at It Must Be KD. And I also have a YouTube channel, and it's Kennedee Devoe just as well.
Yes, because she has her own show called Boss Conversations, and I was on there.
She was
And
my
I
first
loved it. So I definitely had to get her on mine. So thank you. Thank you for
you.
coming. Thank you for having me on yours. And thank you for coming on mine.
I appreciate it.
And in closing, I just want to thank you again. And everyone, please get her books. Please get her books along with mine. Now, mine is on Amazon, but I prefer you to order mine from my website because that way I can autograph it. If you don't care about the autograph, go ahead and go on Amazon. But if you want an autograph, go to www.tanyareneebanks.com, and anything I'm selling or anything I'm doing, you will see it on that website. So we're going to say thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
Well, coming and visiting. We want to thank you for visiting with me and kicking it with me here in the studio. We chopping it up, having fun and reminiscing.
I appreciate you having me.
And talking about these men. But again, everyone, please, I just want to kudos to you, Kennedee Devoe. And I've really enjoyed you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for logging in and listening or watching Lil Boss Talk. Again, I'm your host, Tanya Renee Banks, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Rolling with the top down, always at the place to be. Head down, fly chick, you know when I slide, I'm the VIP. I'm the VIP. It's that little boss talk. It's that little boss talk. When you touch down in LA, the one you got to see is me. Come and talk that talk with me, little boss talk. It's that little boss talk. Let's talk, yo. Little boss talk. Let's talk, yo.